Hello and welcome to the Upside Down Shack. Today we have some crazy videos to share from the set of Stranger Things Season 5. A fan passing by the outdoor set on Stranger Things Season 5 drove by and heard a lot of blood-curdling screams, directors shouting commands, and what sounds like Steve being in danger. I'm going to play these videos right now and we're going to get into some speculation at the end of the video. Here we go. Wow, so there you have it. If you haven't seen those videos floating around social media already, tell me what you think about them down in the comments right now and come back to the video. When I first saw these, I was floored. This is really one of our first groundbreaking videos or pictures from set. If you've been following along with the updates and the channel and all the pictures and videos that have been coming from set, all the news, it's been pretty minor, just pictures of characters, pictures of locations, nothing really crazy yet, just a lot of speculation, but this is a bombshell. We don't know exactly what this set is. It is outdoors. It is very lit up. They could be in some sort of forest or what looks like a field or marsh, and there might be a house in the background, but this location feels very remote. I think this is a fully outdoor scene in some sort of field in the kind of boondocks outside of Hawkins, if that exists. But like I said, this is a crazy video that gives us a lot to talk about, and I'm going to get into that right now. I've hesitated making this video because it is very unclear who the character is that is screaming in the background of the video, saying, "Steve, you need to run. Can you hear me, Steve?" And then followed by just the most murderous scream. The more I watch it, the more it just sickens me, and the more I know that I am not prepared for whatever this scene is going to be, and I can't wait to figure out what exactly it is, but until then, all we can do is speculate. Now, like I said, I've been hesitating making this video, but now I think I have enough evidence as to who the scream is and what the situation is that these characters are placed in. Now, before I go into my thoughts, I'm gonna get into just real quickly some fan theories I've seen circulating online regarding this video as it is blown up over the last week or so. Now, the first theory that I saw floating around is that this voice was Dustin, which makes sense. He's yelling to Steve. Those two have been very partnered up over the last couple of seasons, and that they have gotten themselves into some sort of mess. And the issue with this video is if you read comments and people say, "Oh no, it's Dustin, it's Will, it's Lucas." If you read those comments and then listen for it, your brain kind of tricks itself into thinking that it is that person that you saw in the comments. So when I saw initially that this was Dustin screaming, I listened to it and I'm like, you know what? That does sound like Dustin. He's definitely screaming for Steve to run. There's some imminent danger. This makes sense. What's going to happen? But the more and more that this got decoded by fans and the more and more I listened to it, people started to point out that this is Will Byers, which makes total sense and which made me kind of just throw every other theory out of the water, because as I sat there and listened to it on loop, because I am a crazy fan, it is obviously 99.99999% Will screaming for Steve to run. Now, if you want to, you can go click back to where I had those videos now that you have the information that this is most likely Will, and tell me if you agree with me, because I think it's pretty blatantly obvious that this is Will. A lot of people saying that the voice is too deep, the voice is too mature, and these people just fail to realize that these characters are grown now. And in the show, they are going to be towards the end of high school or out of high school, depending on when this time jump happens. And I mean, the actors aren't kids anymore, guys. Like, these kids are 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. Their voices are going to deepen since the time we even last saw them, let alone how much they've changed since the beginning of the show when they were 11, 12, 13 years old. So now that we are kind of running with this theory that it is Will Byers, what is this situation that he is in that has the need to scream like this? Why is he with Steve? Where are they and what is going on? My theory is that Steve and Will are going to be together on some sort of mission, trying to find something. Again, we don't really know all the plot details to season 5, but they are on some sort of quest to get some information, to solve a mystery, Stranger Things quests. And a lot of people have even been saying, well, Steve and Will, that's a weird combination. They don't really interact that much. They just know of each other and have kind of just barely acknowledged each other over the course of 4 seasons. Well, we know from set photos and videos and just from what we've heard from actors and other insiders that season 5 is going to see a couple of new character pairings. We've already seen Will and Robin together on a outdoor set. Now we're kind of getting teased that we may get a Will and Steve character pairing in this upcoming season. And now that I say this out loud, it makes a lot of sense that Will is interacting with Steve as he is kind of roped in with Robin and that little group. And of course, we know that Will is going to play a huge part in season 5, so it makes sense how he is getting more mingled in with these other characters he's not usually seen around. Now, as far as location, I'm going to bring this back to a really old set photo that we got of Will and Robin. And this was our first look at Will on set for season 5 when I reported on this. I'm going to link that video down in the description below if you're interested in it. I kind of just skimmed over this image because there wasn't much to go off of besides the outfits that the characters were wearing. The location was just very vague, but it did look similar to a location they had shot on a lot during that time period of filming. And now I'm kind of starting to make a connection. This outdoor location that they were shooting at maybe around a month ago that just seemed like a big open grassy field somewhere outside of Hawkins where a lot of characters were seen. Joyce, Hopper, Will, Robin. Maybe they have revisited that location and now Steve is in the mix. And it would make a lot of sense because Robin is there. It would make a lot of sense because Joyce Byers and Hopper have been there. It makes sense that Will would be there at some point. So what exactly is this location? We still don't know, but I am going to run with the idea that this may be the same location that a lot of characters have been seen at, because as you see in the video, it just looks like a lot of set lights over a big open location. A lot of people saying maybe something comes from the forest because there's even lighting reaching out past the main circle of lights. And this also ties into that old location. It makes sense because it did look like just an open grassy field surrounded by trees. So something is going to go down in this location that causes Will and Steve, maybe Robin is there, maybe other people are there, that causes them to get into some sort of mess. Now, as far as why Will is screaming like that and telling Steve to run, I can only assume that this is Vecna. Let's be real, they've been shooting the back half of season 5 as of recently. Vecna has been seen on set, and we know that Will is playing an integral part to this season, just as Vecna is. And my theory is that Vecna is going to have some sort of connection to Will. He's going to use Will for his connection to the Upside Down, and things are going to get messy. And this set video could be evidence of that. Now, if you heard in that second video that I threw in there, you can clearly hear a director say, "Now grab him by the throat," which could be Will or Steve getting grabbed by the throat by who we can only assume is Vecna. So long story short, it really sounds like they're going to be put in this location, they're on a quest, they stumble across some sort of mess, Vecna appears, Will gets his tingles, he knows what is going to happen. Either Steve or him or Robin get knocked down. They all get trampled or something by Vecna initially. He warns them. They continue to push. Maybe Robin even bites the bullet to Vecna, which causes this very emotional scream from Will. And maybe Steve is not running due to Robin being dead on the ground and him trying to bring her back to life, grasp on to anything that is left. Or Steve is trying to play hero and save Will, who sounds like he is going to be snatched up by Vecna. I can kind of imagine this going like Vecna releases his extra arms or tentacles, whatever you want to call them, and is lifting Will up. Will tries to throw rocks or something at Vecna to get him to release him, but Vecna is slowly reaching for Steve as well, and Will just screams out, "You need to run. Can you hear me? You gotta get out of here." Which then is followed by Vecna grabbing Will or Steve by the throat and kind of sending them into this blood-curdling scream / shock because they could be at the end of their road. But yeah, there's a little bit of a deep dive into these videos we got and how I think this is starting to show us some signs of what could happen in Season 5 regarding Steve, Will, maybe Robin, and of course Vecna, and just really breaking down these set videos that have come out that have really just taken the Stranger Things social media side of things by storm. But I am done talking and speculating. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this video down in the comments below. Whose scream do you think this is? Do you think my theories make sense? And make sure to throw some of your own theories down there too. I love talking with you guys about speculation and rumors, so let's get some conversation going. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. Also, while you're at it, make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.